One of the things you'll hear from theists, not just Christians, but theists in general, is, well, atheists are always talking about religion, so they obviously just hate God. They believe, and they making videos and all this stuff. Why do they keep doing it? One of the reasons is that we get sick and tired of people knocking on our doors trying to tell us about this imaginary God, and then threatening us with hell because we refuse to believe or buy the nonsense they're selling. You're not going to convince those of us that have a science background and have learned history and are well-rounded with reading tons of other books besides your Bible, especially if some of us have actually been former Christians, Good luck on that. And then, of course, there are other reasons. This is one of the reasons it's so winning. Another reason is all the misinformation you guys give about atheists. We're immoral, and we actually do believe in your God, and we just hate God, and we're sad, and all this nonsense. And, of course, your misinformation about evolution, and then all these other nonsense that you tell about science. You make videos about science when you know nothing about science. And here's the thing. I've watched a lot of videos from other atheists about religion, and they get a lot of things wrong. I do too. But here's the problem. We all get more things right. The things that we do get right is so horrible, it trumps the things we get wrong. If you want to win souls, go soul winning, go ahead. But the problem is you get the people that are having problems in their lives, and you think you're helping people, but you're not helping anybody by lying and selling them false hope. You're just not doing anybody any good. You especially don't need to be knocking on people's doors, and of course, if you're a Christian, your Bible is pretty clear that you are supposed to reach people with your religion, okay? If you're a Christian or a Muslim, it's different. I'm not going to get into Islam right now. But, Islam is pretty clear that you tell people about your Allah, and if they don't believe, you cut their heads off. But in Christianity, you don't do that. It's not as horrible. But luckily, most Christians, now this is not about all theists, all Christians and Muslims. Not all Muslims are the same, not all Christians are the same, and blah, blah, blah. The ones that are, want to spread these lies and everything. And of course, brainwashing young children into believing that the earth is 6,000 years old, that man and dinosaurs walked together, the flood and all the other nonsense that could not possibly be true. And of course, there's so many religions, how do you really know if yours is right? And I made a video before, basically I believe it was called The Biblical Reason Not to Believe in Religion, Not to Believe the Bible. I would suggest you watch that. I'll try to put it in the link in the description if I can remember to do it. But until, I get people, stop doing this and the misinformation that we're constantly hearing, we're going to still continuously make videos and reply to yours. And as far as I know of, it's mainly the atheist channels, such as Armor Skeptic, Atheist Experience, and all these others that allow you to comment on their videos. Well, feel free to like, subscribe, feel free to watch any of my other videos, leave a comment or whatever you want to do. Thanks.